In this example, we'll take a look at what happens when we nest one structure inside of another. So if you'll recall from the chapter videos, what we did was we talked about a, a student structure. So you as a student, as part of the members of that structure, you would have a first name, a last name, a zip code, a student number, things of that nature. But what happens if we want to put program in there? So what is your degree field, for example? Now, degree field may actually be a structure itself because it has a name. It may have a program number, just in case that's something that goes for data. It may have a number of credits. Not every program has the same number of credits. That's way too far over there. You're just going to have to deal with that. So we can nest inside of one structure another structure that we need in order to actually get its work done. For that, we're going to have, we've got three structures here, as a matter of fact. In this particular example, we've got date, which is month, day, and year. We've got place, so that's going to be an address, right? So we've got an address, which should really be, I don't have a personal problem with renaming it address. So then we have a string for city, state, and zip. And we have employee info. We've got an employee name, a number, birth date, and residence. So here, if we scroll through our example, just a couple of things to take note of. We've got a manager. So right there, that's line number 35 of type employee info. So remember again that is our structure, but it's not everything that we were talking about there, right? It's using pieces of other structures inside of it. And what pieces of that structure, or what pieces of other structures are there? Here, inside of our employee info structure, we are going to make a call to a different structure, date, and we're going to call that birth date. Here inside of our employee structure, we also need a secondary structure, which is residence. So that is up here for struct place. So the things to notice here are, what we're going to do is expand a little bit on that dot notation. So here, if you see, it's line number 41, we have a cin for manager dot employee number. So manager, remember, is the instance of the structure that we are using. And dot employee number maps back here to the int employee number for our manager. The new wrinkle here is on line number 46, where we have manager dot birth date dot month. So what this is doing, so you'll notice manager calls back here to the structure that we have of, or called manager of type employee info. And then we are calling to birth date. So that's the dot birth date you see right there. But birth date is not a primitive data type. It is a structure, and that's going to call here to dot day and dot year and dot month. So we're taking the idea of the dot notation and we are expanding it to go up the chain, right? So up to employee info, and then again up to place, and again laterally up to date. Now, could we keep going here? Could we have nesting within nesting within nesting within nesting? Absolutely. Then you will see dot, dot, dot for how many times that you use that dot notation there. And frankly, you've got the code for this, and I'm happy to let you click through on it. But it's the idea of the dot notation and nesting within a structure, a different structure. And that's really the big takeaway here for this code sample.